Hi heathens! This video is going to be a full face fall glam get ready with me. It's nighttime so I'm not going anywhere, but I figured haven't filmed, want to play around with some stuff. Some of this is stuff that I've used before, some of it I haven't, or at least haven't on camera. So I figured why not make a video? So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to chit chat while I do a full fall face look. So for starters, I'm going to be using the, not that, the 111 Skin Crypto ATP Sports Booster as like my initial primer. My skin has been moisturized, but I have nothing else on. And I pretty much have everything that I need in front of me this time. So those of you who are not new to my channel, or yeah, those of you who are not new to my channel should be proud of me. Those of you who are new to my channel, hi, I'm rarely prepared. Like, it's a problem. Okay. So for my eyes, I was kind of going between two different ideas, but what I settled on was, I probably should have had this on the desk, was just using this, which is one of the Apocalyptic Beauty shades. It's the shade Molt. And it has a very nice, like, brown, orange, green shift. And I thought that was very fall. So that's what we're going to be using. So I do want to put on some eye primer. I'm going to use the Pero Primero primer from Alamar Cosmetics and grab my trusted Wander Beauty little blush bronzer duo palette because that's the mirror that I tend to reach for. Though, spoiler alert, I might have a new mirror here soon that I might use instead. I just got to find out how reflective it is. Like, is it going to blind you for me to use it? To be determined. But because that loose shadow is the only one that I'm really going to be using, I wanted to make sure that I had a primer base down. Because it'll work without one, but I find that it works better with one if it's the only thing that I'm using, and it doesn't have another shade to like stick to or blend into. So we've just got normal basic primer base down. Oh goodness gravy. I just got attacked by a makeup remover on my desk. Okay. Try that again. I'm trying to find a brush because the eye brush is the one thing that I didn't prep by having out, which I definitely should have. I'm going to try to use this one. This is a Aisling Organics brush 389. Don't know what that is, like what the brand is, but I have it. So I'm going to take the shade. There's not much in the lid of this one, but I'm just going to dip in to here with my brush, kind of tap off some of the excess, and then I am going to get a setting spray, give it a little spritz. The setting spray is also Apocalyptic Beauty, in case you were curious. And then we're just going to kind of pat this down across the lid, reaching down there for a little bit more on the brush. See what I mean about this shade giving me like major fall vibes? I don't know if it does for you too, but I'm gonna get some more. Ooh, too much for the other eye. Okay, that's enough because the face is going to be the focus of this look, not the eyes, which I normally tend to focus more on. But today, I wanted to aim for the face because, again, I don't typically put as much focus there. So that's what we're going to do today. I was going to use, I have this like mattifying primer. For the life of me, I could not find it. So we're just going to have to set the face really good afterward. And I'm going to be using the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation. And I did not grab it, but I have it ready. The brush that I'll be using for application. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the back of my hand. And then what I usually do with foundation is just take my middle finger, kind of mix it around, and then start kind of plopping it on parts of my face. Yes, plopping, that is the word that I choose to use for that. Does that make it worse? Probably. Am I going to change it? Probably not, until I find another word that I get hooked on. I go through phases like that where I'll start saying a word and I just get stuck on it. Let's see, what has it been lately? Probably the word literally. I know, very 2000s of me. And kind of drive myself nuts with it because I'll catch myself saying it. I'm thinking to myself, is it literally though? Is it? And so I get on my own nerves with it, so I'm sure I get on other people's nerves with it. Especially in the context of having a conversation with someone and they make a relatable comment. And I'm going, literally though. And I'm sure I picked it up from somewhere. Couldn't tell you where. But yeah, that's been one of my go-tos recently, is literally. Even though, again, drive myself nuts with it. So you'd think that I would eventually stop. But I also drive myself nuts when I say like a lot. And when I'm filming, I say so a lot. Haven't dropped those yet, so case in point. Unintentional. I'm going to be using a powder that I haven't used in quite a while. This is the Ciate London, what's it called? Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Powder. And I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I have little pieces of paper on it. I will take them off fully because there's no reason to have them on there anymore. And I'm just going to give it a quick flip so we can get some in the lid, because it does have like the dispersing holes. I don't really know what you would call them. Dispersing holes sounds right. Kind of. Get my mirror back. And we are going to set, oh, it smells so good, the face so as to not be quite as shiny, especially with the artificial lighting going. Obviously that catches on the high points of my face a little bit more and makes me a little more glowy than I would really like to be most of the time. I'm not a big like dewy skin fan on myself. I see it on other people and it can look really good. I see it on me and I'm like, I look greasy. So trying to not look greasy, or at least think I look greasy. All right, now we're gonna go in with bronzer. I know, I've been trying. And for my bronzer shade, yeah, I was choosing between two, but I am going to go in with the Costa Ray, which is out of the Wander Beauty Duo palette that I'm using for my mirror. I'm just going to take this like wider brush and kind of tap in on both sides. And we're just going to take that down sides of my face. And a little bit up here around my temple. So, temples, because I'm doing it on both sides. Okay. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it in this lighting, but I don't want to do it any darker because then it's going to be like, whoa, in person. And I don't want it to be like whoa, because this isn't love like whoa. Hopefully someone gets that. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Love Flush in Baby Love as my blush. And I'm using a different blush brush than I normally do, so my other one needs to be washed. So hopefully it's still, yeah, okay. I was going to say hopefully it still applies it more or less the same because it's also a completely different shape. This is the kind of brush I would normally use for like highlighter. So I typically use a more like rounded angle brush if I'm going to do blush. This seems to be working fine. And then I just breathed in blush. I'm going to reset my face again. If I don't die from blush powder inhalation. Ooh, goodness. Ooh, powdery. Alright. Gonna reset before I go in with some additional bits and bobs. And of course I'm doing that without a mirror. So I have no idea if it's all blended out. It's one of the worst things is like putting on your powder and leaving a spot unblended. And then you take a picture and you're just like, chunk of powder. Maybe that only happens to me, but I'm sure someone out there somewhere has also done it. Okay. I want to take the Hannah Diane Freckle Pen, and this is in the shade 03, and pop a few freckles on before I finish off the face. Even though freckles are a little more, freckles are a little more like summery. I don't know. I felt like this look is gonna need some freckles. Those two are really dark. I still feel like I look really shiny, like down the bridge of my nose. Hopefully it doesn't relay that way on camera. And it's just like the way the lighting's hitting me. Okay. Let's do mascara first, because I feel like otherwise I'm going to feel like I look strange regardless, because it is one of the few things that I wear almost daily. So we're just going to speed through that bit because I'm using the same one that I use almost every video, Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I feel like because we have all these new mascaras, no one talks about this one anymore other than me. And like, I really like it. I feel like it makes quite a difference in my lashes. But it's also relatively easy to wash off at the end of the day. I don't know why. Can you see that one little bump right there? Son of a gun itches. And I don't know why. Feels like a mosquito bite or something. It was probably while I was out yesterday. What do you think with the weather? They'd be leaving. Not always in South Carolina right now. Alright, now for highlighter. Very excited. I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star Supreme Frost in the shade Wet Dream. Which, just look at that shine, y'all. And typically, I use my finger for these, but I do want to try this one first with a brush because I don't want it to be, I want it to be blinding. I don't want it to be too blinding. Okay, yeah, see, that's the perfect amount of blind. That's what I'm looking for, because if I had used my finger, it would have been even more so. Get some more of that. I have spent a majority of my day watching Kendall Ray videos and that chapter, so I'm back on like a true crime kick with YouTube videos. So if you have any channels that you would recommend, please let me know. I of course love Bailey Sarian. I also watch Coffee House Crime and there's another channel, but for the life of me I can't think of what they're called. Let me know below and I'll tell you if that's them. Okay, now want to set real quick and pray that I don't just get dewier. And then we're going to take a little close up before I go on to lipstick. So we've got eyes, highlighter, and other cheek parties. And then for lips, I'm going to be going in with grab the wrong one. This is the Hand Dyeing in the shade 303. It's a really pretty reddish shade, but it's got like almost a berry undertone. I was going to go for brown for this look, but wanted something a little brighter because I felt like brown with the eyes would just kind of re-mute the look. Like I said, I want the face to stand out in this one. Like, just, ugh, so nice. And that is going to be it. So that is my full glam fall look. I almost said Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving is gone. And yeah. I'd love to know y'all's thoughts down below. Subscribe to see more of my content. Thumbs up if you enjoyed. Said those backwards, but it's okay. And otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Bye.